Right. Well, NewsX has been running a campaign to fill the seats for the past 4 years, demanding that the seats reserved for PoK residents and Kashmiri pandits must be filled in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly as well as the Indian Parliament. The NewsX campaign to fill the seats is gaining momentum, with several PoK refugee organizations now writing to the Home Minister for the fruition of this long-standing demand for representation. We continue our campaign and speak to key voices and get to know what they think of this particular endeavor. Joining us is the former governor of Meghalaya, Mr. Tathagata Roy. Mr. Roy, appreciate you giving us the time and speaking with NewsX. As you know, we've been running a campaign to have the empty seats in Parliament meant for PoK opened up to the 6 lakh displaced people from that particular region living in India. Do you think now is the right time for this particular move to catch up pace?
You see, you must understand first thing that since I am not in any position of responsibility within the party, what I am saying now is my personal opinion. I think it is eminently justified because the seats kept apart from for PoK are quite a long shot. We don't know when we will be able to get possession of PoK, although I am sure, I certainly hope that at some point of time we will be able to do it. But until then, why should the seats be left vacant? I don't understand. They can very well be allowed to be used by the emigres from the valley.
Sir, but the Parliamentary Committee has asked for a new census of PoK displaced people living in India. Should we go about this at the earliest? Because the sooner this happens, the better it would be for these people.
Yes, why not? I don't understand. I mean, a new consensus can certainly be taken. What the Parliamentary Committee has recommended is, according to me, apparently sensible.
So how historic will this day be, or that day be, when the first MPs representing Mirpur and Muzaffarabad take their oaths in the Indian Parliament?
It would be quite historic because it will be reinforcing India's claim on PoK, and it will also be telling the world that we have not given our claim. We have not given up our claim. We consider the whole of the J&K, the state of J&K, including the Mirpur area and the northern areas, what the Pakistanis call the northern areas, to be part of India. And this is not something that we are giving up. For the moment, it's not on the anvil, so to say, or it's in cold storage, you can say. But it doesn't mean that we have given it up. So this would be reinforcing that point of view to the whole world.
Right. And so how do we go about finding new generation of leaders who will eventually represent the real people of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir? Many of these people are living right here in India.
See, as far as I understand, most of these people of most of the emigres from J&K who were driven out by Islamic persecution, driven by Pakistani collaborators in the Kashmir Valley. I understand that most of them are in the Jammu area and Delhi. So it should not be very difficult to work among them and to develop the necessary political consciousness among them to have this kind of representation arranged.
And so, in a personal capacity, will you lend your voice and thought leadership to this idea? An idea which definitely should see the light of the day?
Yes, I should. There's no reason why not. Actually, right now the difficulty is I am not in any position of responsibility, although I can say with some confidence that I am listened to. I am listened to. So to whatever extent that works, I shall try to do.
Right, sir. Sir, last question before we let you go. What is your message for the lakhs of PoK displaced people who for the past 8 decades or so have not been given a political voice and the proper representation?
Well, I would say that they must understand that the government of India has not given them up for lost. This is not like the refugees from East Pakistan and East Bengal or Bangladesh, many of whom are just hanging around stateless in the country. The emigres from the valley who were driven out by that Pakistan-actuated Islamic jihadi activities, they must have a voice, and they must understand that they are, they must be told that they are Indian citizens. So long there was no arrangement for giving them a voice, so this government is going ahead to give them a voice.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.